Q.U.B.E is a puzzle game with some light platforming and a subtle story to move you from one bite-sized puzzle to the next. The Ultimate Bundle includes Q.U.B.E 10th Anniversary Edition, Q.U.B.E, and the DLC Lost Orbit and Aftermath. We're reviewing everything together because the Q.U.B.E Ultimate Bundle is going to be free to keep from the Epic Games Store for 1 week starting October 12th, 2023. During that time, you can add it to your library and install it whenever you want. In case you didn't know, the Epic Games Store gives away big and small games for free every week, and on this channel we play and review all of them, so subscribe to always know which ones are worth your time. Let's start at the beginning. Q.U.B.E. Actually, this is the 10th Anniversary Edition, which is the original game completely rebuilt from scratch with a whole new chapter, making 8 chapters in total. You can see from the comparison video that this is a huge improvement in the visual style and lighting, although it still isn't as visually appealing as Q.U.B.E 2. There are 2 ways to play: the visually upgraded original game, which is just the puzzles with no story, or the director's cut version with a narrated story which is surprisingly dark, tense, and engaging. It certainly changes the mood of the meditative original version, but I think that the story version is the way to play. In each of the 8 sections, you'll go through a series of linear rooms with increasingly difficult physics-based puzzles involving blocks which you can manipulate with your magic glove. These blocks have various functions indicated by their color. For example, the blue block acts as a springboard, the red one as an extendable platform, and the green one produces a single block that you can use for various purposes. The goal is to get to the next room, then the next section, and finally to the center of the cube, which should take you about 3 to 4 hours. Now, you could jump straight into Q.U.B.E 2 without any knowledge of the mechanics or the story from the previous game. The visuals, puzzles, and in my opinion the story are significantly improved in the sequel. The story is still subtle, but it does the job of making you want to get through to the next puzzle. Those puzzles are based on the same idea of colored cubes with different functions, but quickly become more complex, bigger, and with more elements than the original, and with more emphasis on good timing. The environment is also more interesting, beautiful, and more diverse because it includes some outdoor scenes. Q.U.B.E 2 should take you about 5 to 6 hours. If you're not sure if you'll like these games, I would recommend starting with Q.U.B.E 2 and returning for the original if you still want more. We have a full walkthrough video in case you get stuck. Just click on the info card up above or check the link in the description. This bundle also includes the DLCs Lost Orbit and Aftermath, each of which have 10 to 12 new puzzle rooms and 30 to 40 collectibles in semi-open world maps. So that gives you an idea of what the Ultimate Bundle has to offer. The only question is, should you play it? And I'm not going to keep you in suspense. I loved my time with these games. They encapsulate what the very best puzzle games do. Start slow with a simple idea, then very gradually add elements and increase difficulty so that it always feels challenging but doable, ultimately making the player feel like a genius. The shot of endorphins after each success and the bite-sized nature of each puzzle makes it addictive, and I can't count how many times I told myself, okay, just one more. This is a masterpiece of the genre. Perhaps not quite as lofty as Portal because of a less interesting story, but still pretty close. I would argue that Q.U.B.E is the perfect introduction to the puzzle genre, even for players that have bounced off puzzle games in the past. In short, this is a great collection to get for free, and you don't want to miss it. Make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any more free games, and if you're looking for a puzzle game that will really test your IQ, we've also reviewed Filament, so you can check that out next.